Welcome to part 6 of our ABC of Off-Roading series, and welcome back to the mighty Himalayas. In part 5 of our series, we taught you how to drive on lofty mountain passes, and all those lessons hold true for about 8 months of the year. But come winter, when you have to drive on snow and ice, you need to know a few more tricks. And that's where we're here with the Jimny, and we're going to teach you how to drive on snow and ice. These picturesque white mountains may appear enchanting in photographs, but hidden in plain sight are countless dangers for the uninitiated. Navigating your vehicle through sub-zero temperatures is one of the most formidable challenges in off-roading. With roads slippier than an oiled snake, one wrong move could have you sliding into the unknown and bringing your dreams of a Ladakhi adventure tumbling down. And that's why we've dedicated an entire episode of ABC of Off-Roading for driving on snow and ice. Here the Jimny will always be in 4x4 mode because this driving on snow is no place for two-wheel drive vehicles. In December, the temperatures at the summit of the highest passes hovers around minus 20 degrees Celsius, a bone-chilling experience on its own. However, the relentless winds make it feel like minus 30 degrees Celsius. Without adequate preparation, you expose yourself to a significant risk of hypothermia, not to mention the potential onset of acute mountain sickness due to the high altitude. Well, it all starts with preparing yourself for the drive. Prepare yourself with multiple layers of clothing, a thermal inner layer for your top, for your bottom, for your pants. It has a woolen lining. You can get this at any adventure store like Decathlon, for example. Get good shoes that have solid grip, and don't forget your sunglasses. 85% of the light hitting the snow reflects into your eyes, and it becomes really difficult to drive on snow. So that's why you need good pair of sunglasses. Now let me show you what all you need to prepare your car for this drive. Your 4x4 vehicle is your trusted partner when you're venturing out in the snow. So ensure it's kept in top shape. Get it serviced at least a week before you get out and drive in the snow. That gives you enough time to find out if there is any fault post service and you get that rectified. Second, you check your tires. Your tire depth needs to be at least 75%. That gives you good grip in the snow. You may not need snow chains because putting on snow chains can be quite a cumbersome exercise. But then if you have snow chains, well and good. Then check your wipers, because the snow that's hitting your windscreen, well, that's going to affect visibility. So check the quality of your wipers, ensure they're working fine. And last thing, check your coolant. If you have good coolant levels in your car, you will be sorted all through your drive. To understand why you need snow chains, first you need to understand the difference between snow and ice. Well, technically, snow forms when vapor in the air crystallizes into small ice crystals and falls on earth as snowfall. But ice, well, that is a different ball game altogether, because that's when water solidifies and forms ice on the road. That is a very slippery surface, so you've got to ensure that you're gentle while you're driving on ice. Gentle inputs of the throttle, the brake, the steering. In fact, try not to steer as much as possible, because the minute that happens, you're going to induce a slide, and that's where you have to catch the slide. Hopefully you're on a straight patch and you can manage it, but when you're on a turn, it becomes very, very tricky when you're driving on ice. That's why when you see a lot of snow on the road, ensure that you put it in 4 low, put it in a high gear, gentle inputs of the throttle, and if it's very thick snow, put on your snow chains. The most effective approach to handling these conditions is to develop the skill of identifying black ice on the road and steering clear of it. However, what's exactly black ice? Despite the name, don't be misled. Black ice is essentially the same as regular ice. When snow melts and subsequently freezes on the road surface, it transforms into black ice, which typically appears clear and creates a smooth, glossy surface on the road. If you do encounter black ice, don't panic. Slowly cruise over the sheet of ice. Don't turn the steering wheel vigorously. Ensure that there is gentle input of throttle. Don't hit the brakes. The minute you hit the brakes, especially if you are in rear wheel drive mode, the tail is just going to snap and come out, and you're not going to be able to catch that slide if it's on ice. On ice, you have no control. So stay as straight as possible and you will be able to negotiate that icy bit. In certain light conditions, it is possible to spot black ice and slow down. But in most cases, you don't realize you are driving on black ice until it's too late. This is precisely why you need snow chains. All 4x4 vehicles are rear wheel driven when you're driving in two-wheel drive mode. When there is less snow on the road, you can put your two snow chains on the rear wheels and drive easily in two-wheel drive mode. But when the snow picks up, when there is a thick blanket of snow on your road ahead, put your snow chains on all four wheels and you'll be easily able to negotiate tricky snow trails like these. You start by placing snow chains in front of the wheels like this. Then drive forward slightly and connect the two ends of the snow chains and you are good to go. Make sure the snow chains are secured tightly because they could do serious damage to the vehicle's bodywork if they come loose. You also need to limit your speed to under 50 km per hour when you have snow chains on. So remember to take them off before hitting the highway. The most important tip to remember when you're driving on snow and ice is that speed is your enemy. When you're off-roading, you've got to go slow. And when you're driving on snow and ice, that holds true as well. Ensure that your speeds are under 50 kilometers per hour when you're on a wide highway or a wide mountain road where there is snow on the road. But you should drop it even further when you think that you're losing grip. Turn your traction control off if it's a lot of snow because that's where the engine is going to cut its power off. So ensure that you turn your traction control off and ensure that you're doing gradual speeds, you're not accelerating too much or braking too much when you're driving on snow. Consistency is king when you're off-roading. It's best to avoid stopping on slopes because it becomes that much harder to get going again when the road is slippery. You risk burning your clutch or worse, rolling back down uncontrollably. Additionally, handbrakes can freeze solid in cold conditions. Instead, use first gear when parking the vehicle. I'm glad I'm driving the Jimny right now, not just because I'm nice and toasty with the heater on, but because in minus 16 degrees that we're right now, petrol engines do much better than diesel engines. Diesel engines suffer in temperatures like these because they rely on high temperature created by compression for combustion, and that's why in icy cold conditions they struggle to start, and even when they start, they struggle to climb up mountains like these because it's not combusting as well as a petrol engine. With the Jimny though, it's nice and comfortable from behind the wheel. If unfortunately you find yourself in a situation where a skid is unavoidable and a collision seems imminent, aim for the mountainside. While this might result in a damage to your car and a blow to your ego, consider the alternative of tumbling several thousand feet down the mountain. It becomes a much more reasonable option. When you're driving in deep snow, there are chances that you will get stuck. The first step is to get the car out by pushing it, but when you have all the off-roading equipment with you, start with sand ladders. Our second step is using sand ladders. You put it on the wheels where there are more chances of getting traction. The outside wheels over there, if you can see, is completely stuck in the snow. That's how you clear the snow under the tire. Fit the sand ladder under the tires and use the front wheel and the rear wheel that's got most traction over here. Now once that is done, put your low ratio gearbox in 4 low.
Okay.
Now reverse out of this mess. Reverse straight, wheel straight, and just back out. Careful, careful, go slowly, go straight, straight back. Don't lift off. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. That's why when the snow gets thick, you got to put your snow chains on. If you don't put your snow chains, even with a 4x4, you can get stuck. That's when you need a good friend with a 4x4 to pull you out and a strong tow strap to get you out of this tricky situation. Once you get out, put on your snow chains and you can negotiate thicker snow than what you can see over here. That's part 6 of our ABC of off-roading series. Hope this video gives you the confidence and more importantly, the right skill and technique to drive on snow and ice. But also remember to do that in a capable 4x4. We have a couple of more installments coming up. So do like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell icon to stay notified.